usual Sunday thing that I do with mom. Um, go and have a lunch with her. Anyway, have a couple odds and ends and things to work on down here. So let's see what we can do in this hour and a half that I have. Hopefully, something can come out of it. And we can fix some of these odds and ends things that I have left over. So um, I have the analog board of the SE and the power supply. I already opened up the power supply and checked inside. I find the caps are pretty good. This is a Sony CR44M board. I do have a cap kit for it. I do have the cap kit. Let me switch over to my desk view. Okay. Um, I do have the cap kit for it, but I don't think I'm gonna replace that right now. The power supply seems pretty good, so I'm gonna leave that the way it is. And also the analog board itself. Um, these caps look pretty good. I mean, I don't see any leakage around the place, and I don't see anything bad on it. The only thing is some dirt, some dust that I could possibly brush off, but I think I want a can of air but I'm out of them, so I need to go buy them tomorrow. I want to take the fan off and I want to clean that, but I need my air. I need the can of air for me to work on that. Um, so Flint, morning. Well, afternoon for you, morning for me. How are you today? Hope hope the weather has improved a little bit for you over there across the pond in England. Anyway, so yeah, this a little short broadcast here, Flint. Not too much today. I have about an hour and a half that I can do some stuff, so um, figure I might as well get some things done, right? Anyway, so the analog board looks pretty good, so I'm really not gonna bother recapping this. It's funny, none of my SEs yet I have had to recap. The analog boards and the logic boards have all been very good and clean and nice. Um, and they've been, I don't know, maybe the SEs are a bit better material, better quality, or they're not so old yet where they are decaying bad. The oh, where did I put that on analog board? Yeah, yeah, this is it. So yeah, here's the analog board for the SE. I already did the ultrasonic cleaning, so let's get a bit more in here. So I really don't see how I really don't see. I mean, these caps look good. It still has the original battery too in it. I do need to take that out. And, uh, this is one of those that's soldered in, so it does need to come out. Let's see if it had any life still. I'm not getting nothing out of it. Nothing at all. Yeah, dead, 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 dead. So that one is gone. Anyway, so the board looks very well. Let's see, Flint. Let's see here. Flint, weather dry but gray. Well, gray is not too bad. Um, I hope the temperature is nice and cool for you. All things DG, yeah. The the actually logic boards out of the other two, yeah, the other two SEs that I have. I mean, they've been real good too. I haven't really had to replace them. I mean, I buy the kits, I have them, but when I go and look at it, it's really not needed. So, oh, thank you, Flint, on the video and the audio. To me here, the actually video looks a bit blurry. I don't know. I don't know if for you it is nicely focused and good, but um, on my screen here when I see it, it looks kind of. I guess I could open up another. I could open up YouTube myself and take a look at it, and I should see it too. Let's see here. Yeah, my live broadcast is going on, but I need to kill the audio. Yeah, it actually looks pretty clear, surprisingly. So, but yeah. So this I'm not gonna bother recapping this one right now. Both the front and the back look pretty good. Um, so I'm gonna leave this one. I do have the memory for it. I put it somewhere else. But what I do have is the two floppy drives for this are um this was the top one, this was the bottom one, and the top one is pretty bad here. Um, you can see the amount of dust on that. Maybe from this one you can see it better. Right up here. And that, so, and it gets in the cover here, but that's fine. That's just cosmetic. I already took out the two motors, and both of the gears were good. They seemed okay to me, but the I just basically you're only getting 720. I wonder why my broadcast is only 720. Maybe I need to look and see about doing a better broadcast, right? Maybe if I raise that quality. Anyway, so yeah, the motors are I already changed the gears, so that's good there. So let's take one of these and see what we can do with it. I am gonna use my magnifiers. It helps me. So let's get this off first. Let's actually lower it. So I lower it so that the spring is a bit less tension on it. And I grab it from the hole. I grab it from what is holding it down at the bottom. Okay, I don't grab it here because tweezers will pinch this and then actually stretch this, and then this gets out of shape. So make sure that you grab it from the bottom hole. You see how it just pops off. And I always keep my finger up on the top one so that it doesn't fly off. I've had a couple of them fly off, although it is held pretty good, but it can fly off. Ah, look what I just found. Look what was in here. So I can actually glue that back on. Okay, and we know that there are locks here. If you look here, this is locked in, so this shaft will not come up right now. All right, so I need to move that bottom sliding tray a bit. And you can see that when I push that, it's automatically coming up already. So this is getting oh, I always forget this. The one thing that needs to come off is this latch, this piece of plastic, so that the head does not come up. You don't want this head to fly up, or else what happens is that this metal back here bends too much, and it stretches that spring, and then you don't have enough tension on this top head sitting on the disc. Okay, and if you don't have enough tension, it's not going to read it. And one way you can see that the tension is bad, let me take this out first, and then I can show you. So let's pop this out. Okay. If you look at the head, you see that there's a gap, then you know you've got too much tension. Okay, like in this situation here, if this was sitting like this, then I know that that head is never going to touch that. So that's, but this one has enough tension. There is a way of fixing that, but again, it doesn't fix it fully. So if I ever come across one that's that way, then I'll do the video for it. Boy, this thing is dirty. Anyway, all right, let's keep on taking apart. So we already got the cradle out. That's pretty dirty. Let's take these out. Again, in my previous video, what I'll do is I take my tweezers, I come in the hole, I open it up a little bit, and I go along the shaft, and then I pry that up. Okay, so I'll try to do this one kind of quick, as this is my third video on doing floppies. But again, this is just a Sunday repair grab bag of things that I need to get done. Any comments from anyone? Okay. So that's loose. Now I can pop this out. All right, we see quite a bit of dust, quite a bit of dirt. I don't have my can of air. So what I have to use is my paintbrush. Now, some people talk too about, some people say these floppy drives, you need to, yeah, this floppy drive, well, it's still pretty dirty here. I mean, it looks, but yeah, it's a bit better than the other one. Some some say replace the caps that are on these. Maybe not as much on these combo drives, but on the 400 and the 800K for sure, definitely, because those are older. I haven't had to replace any on this model yet. What I had to replace was on the 400 and the 800. I have done two of those, where I had to replace the caps. That was the first one. That was the first time that I put on the cap backwards, and I plug it in and I hear pop. So now for safety, I'm gonna hold down the head while I brush around it, because I really don't want that to be sliding and moving all over the place. And this brush is big. It's not a small one. I have some other ones, but they're in the tote. But I do it gently. So we look at it and get that done. Looking around those heads. Yeah, I'll have to clean that up with an alcohol. Okay, so I think we're dust all over my desk. Now later on this afternoon, I have a visitor coming by the house, and um, it's the son of a friend of mine that I've known for many years. Well, I've known his father, and I don't know the son at all. I never met him, but they're coming by later this afternoon because he is also very into or very much wants to learn about vintage computers. Uh, Now you see, I'm putting my finger on the spring here. I know. Remember the last video that popped out. So things that you learn and you try to remember. Anyway, he's gonna come by and he wants to see my collection and look at some of these old computers. He's even looking at buying some. He wanted to buy a 2C that was on eBay, and I told him for that price, wait, I have one that just came in. If you saw the video on that, you know that I had a I had a 2C come in with the monitor and everything. So I may see if he wants to learn how to restore it, and I guide him and let him do the work and see what he wants to do. Maybe it's something that will work, right? And let him do the actually retro brighting and so forth, because both the monitor, I'm looking at it right now, both the monitor and the machine itself, the plastic is very yellow. All right, so we got all of that brushed off. All right, now I'm just gonna use my Q-tip and some alcohol and clean off the rest of this. The main thing is to get rid of this old gunk. That's what will make it stick and not slide as good. Y'all see the video there? Yeah. So Flint, I'll see what I can do to increase the video quality. Maybe I can go up to 1080. It should, because these cameras can't do it. I don't know if it's something I have set wrong in actually OBS or what. I really don't see that much baked on this one drive. So that's done. So yeah, so if I can have an apprentice and teach him some of this stuff and he learns it, that's another person here on the island that is getting into it. So that's not too bad, is it? That'd be nice. Still see some dust around the place. Ooh, this one has this of metal. It's not plastic like the drive from yesterday or the other day that I did that. I don't think it was yesterday, was it? Could have been yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. No, yesterday I did the. I can't remember which one, but anyway. All right, so let's get now another Q-tip, and I want to clean the Yoshi heads. Sorry, I can't get a very good view in there, but again, do not lift it too much. Now I'm cleaning around it because it was very dusty in there. See how much came off from in there. All right, now let's clean off that worm drive. Move the head. Clean off this shaft. I slide it back again now because then I can get other areas of the shaft that I couldn't get before. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit. Now I gotta clean off this. This is where most of the gunk is. So last night, yesterday, I don't know if you can see it there behind me. I have Power PC G5. It's a 2 gigahertz with 2 gigs of memory. I bought it for like $40 up in the Palm Beach area, and it works. When I got it, it had actually Linux on it, and I don't know nothing in Linux, so I put actually Tiger on it. But then I said, well, let me look and see. Maybe I can put actually a sorbet on this. So, oh, weather for me today, very sunny outside, maybe some rain this afternoon. Summertime, well, not summer anymore, but the afternoon rains that form. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be a bit warm and sunny today. It's looking outside the window, yeah, definitely. Probably reach about 85, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll have to convert that to Celsius here, even though we are a British colony, and that we follow the actually American measurement system here. It's weird in actually Cayman. I mean, we follow the actually U.S. system for distance and speed limit and height and all that. But yet, when it comes to actually gasoline, fuel, petrol, we use actually imperial gallon. So our gallon is a little bit bigger than the actually U.S. gallon. When we don't use liters, but I guess the why they did that is because I mean, you got to remember Cayman imports everything. We don't make nothing here. Nothing is made. We even import aggregate sand and stone and that is mixed in with the cement to make concrete and so forth. Even that is actually imported. Um, so all of your building material is imported from the States, and so it's all American measurements. So I guess that's why they follow the American system, right? So, but it is what it is, right? All right. So if you remember from my last video, I use the sewing machine oil. I found this works pretty well for me, other than dry silicone and some of these other ones. I can't find some of that stuff here, and I don't want to buy it in the States and bring it in my suitcase. Next thing you know, the inspectors and all that will start screaming at me and taking it from me and a TSA. Anyway, so we can put that back in. Slide. Okay, now I did bring back my tools. That were on the other table. And what I like to use is a socket like actually this. And I'm putting these pieces back on, right? So you see with this now, you just put it on there and you take this and you put it over and you push. There we go. Push. It's on there. Don't like it. That's moving. Don't like how it's moving a little bit. So let me put some more around here. It will spread it. It will make its own way as you move, as the motion. Just clean up some of the excess. So that's on there. Now let's put some on the worm drive and that shaft. So just tap it, just rub it on there. That's it. Not much. This Q-tip's seen better days. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, so that's put on there. Now we get some of this on this shaft. Move the head back now, then I can get the rest of the shaft. Do that sitting in. What do I have now? I got this piece. Brush. Now this one is the one I do have. I do have my silicone spray. This is what I can get here in Cayman. So it is a spray. So I'll spray some of this in certain areas. But I do it very light, as you can see there. So I got one of my friends that's I bought things from him. He's up in Pennsylvania, and so he was gonna have some more items, but looks like he can't get into his storage. All right, so I actually sprayed that, so I'm just gonna work it in a little bit. And then over here too, and we're gonna work it in. The excess I have, I'll grab it and put it on these shafts. Down here I got quite a bit of excess. So for you to know where I sprayed it on around these areas, okay, because they're the ones that slide and move. I've never seen that term. Never seen what that sprint there is for. Oh, I guess that's to go in that notch or something. Oh, anyway. So now I'm just picking up some of the extra that is around the place. that spring popped open a little bit, so I'm gonna try to bend that back. Okay. Okay, so let's see about putting this back in here. Again, we have the latches. See, right there, you can see one, and depending on where this is where it will be. All right, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it in that back one. It will drop in place. So you put in this side first, and then let it come down, and you move this, and it will automatically go to the spot where it is, and now it is in the proper spot. So let's go ahead and put this spring back on. And this one here is the one that is a bit bent. Up there on it. I don't like that. That's barely holding. Thing is that bending this with the tweezers, and that is not that easy. Okay, so that's holding. Right now it's down. I see where I need to add some oil. There's a, right here, this piece here, this piece of metal right here, hits this shaft. And sometimes that can be a bit hard, so some lubricant on that will help. On these posts. Ah, see, I can't put a disc in yet because what did I forget? The actual head thing. That piece of plastic. It will not raise the head, so I need to raise the head. All right, now it'll raise the head. See, the actual head popped up. That shoots it out good. All right, that's pretty good lubed. All right, now what do we need to do? We have this headpiece. Okay, looking at it, all right, looking at how this is, I don't want to put any glue on this area here, so it's only up here. It's only up here that I want to put some. All things, how's Cayman's custom? Do they charge a lot to bring old machines in? It is, they charge on just about everything. Luckily, my new actually microscope that I just got in, which with the camera and the lenses and everything was about $1,000. Um, they did not charge me duty on the camera. Apparently, camera equipment, microscopes, and that are considered duty free. So I didn't have to pay duty on that, which was great because duty here on everything is actually 22%. Okay, so um, something cost me $100. I gotta pay. You gotta add to that insurance and freight, and then you take 22% of that, and then that's what I pay. And but we have to convert it over to our money. So, um, but yeah, I mean, on the stuff I had come in, on the stuff I had come in this past week, um, I had like minus the microscope, I had about $500 worth of computer items, and I paid about 100. Um, I paid $128 customs. That was it. So, hi, Dad. I see both of you watching from over there, actually across the pond. So yes, I have to pay 22% on it, on just about everything. But I mean, it's some of these computers I buy them at a very cheap price. So really, I don't mind paying it. And really, you gotta see Cayman is a tax-free country. Okay, we don't have sales tax, we don't have property tax, we don't have income tax, and this and that. Right? So how does government make its money? Well, the only way government can make its money, its larger chunk of money is actually import duty. Um, in a big country, you don't really see the impact of import duty because it's a big place, manufacture a lot of their own stuff and so forth. So, but on a small island where you have to import everything, import duty does, you do feel it, you do see it. Okay, so but I don't have a problem paying it. I mean, it's. I would rather have an actually. I'd rather have an actually consumption tax, which is what you can consider import duty, than having to deal with an actually forced with a forced actually percentage tax. Okay, because if there was a VAT and another tax on everything you buy, that's a forced actually percentage. I mean, you don't have a choice. At least with the import duty, it's all based on your own actually consumption. Okay, so um, yeah, I mean, I don't mind paying it because that's how the island keeps on going, and that's how I can live tax free. I don't have to worry about all this stuff. But yes, I mean everything costs more, but it's again, it is actually island life. I mean that's the price you pay for it. So anyway, I'm gonna glue this piece on, and I'm gonna put the glue on the back end. So if we look at this piece here, how it goes on like this. So it's up here that I need to put the glue. And I don't use no special glue. This is just white, clear, all-purpose glue that I'm using. Um, and I've been using it for many things relating to these computers, including um, gluing back on Apple logos and all that. So I just want to spread this around. I'll clean that off the tweezers a bit later. All right, so now we go and put that on. Like I said there. Good thing I did not run this drive with that piece in there because it was down somewhere on the circuit board and it could have shorted something. All right, so I'm pretty content with this one. You can see what I'm doing, but I grabbed a little cup here that I have. Put some alcohol in it. It's to get that glue off my tweezers that I just stuck on there. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'm pretty content with this one. We could test it if you want. That's oh, I see. I hit that camera. I'm not used to these things being all over my place. All right, let's see. Yes, nothing is taken out of our paycheck. The only thing that are taken out is there is a mandatory pension, and the employee can pay anywhere from 3 up to 10%, and then the employer matches what is paid. Okay, so and now where I work though, they didn't take anything out of mine, so um, they paid 5, and well, they paid 10 actually percent, so 5 was theirs, and five was from mine, from me technically. So that was the only thing that was taken out of my paycheck. There was no income tax taken out. We don't have actually W-2s like from the States and so forth. We don't have a social security program and all that, so it's a bit different here. So nothing taken out. Sounds like what some people want Britain to become. Island life. Uh, I mean, I can't really speak for Britain. I mean, Flint, who actually lives over there, he can say more. I'm not sure where you're coming from, all things. Um, but in Cayman, um, Cayman is not too bad. I mean, it's got its pluses and minuses. I mean, it's um, yeah. I mean, cost of living is more expensive. I mean, I had a power bill that was almost actually $1,000, and that was for the month of August. No, that wasn't even August. That was actually July. July's bill, which I had to pay end of August. Yeah, that was actually July's bill. August came down a bit. August was about $800. Um, so, but I mean, you may be wondering, well, why is the electricity so expensive? It's not the generation of the electricity that's expensive, and that it is what they call the actually fuel factor. Okay, because the electricity here is all generated off of diesel. So they have to import that diesel, and that diesel has actually duty on it. Government's gonna want their cut, right? So that diesel then has actually duty on it. So each person that consumes based on the amount of electricity that they use has to pay a portion, has to pay and has to pay a portion of the diesel cost of the fuel itself plus the actual duty. So my duty was higher than my actually fuel cost. You see, so that's how power is so expensive. I mean, it's um, my actually monthly cell phone bill and internet for the house is actually $220. I can't escape that, and that's just what it is. I mean, there's only one company here that does it, and if you want it, that's what you gotta pay. There are others that offer you. There are other cell phone companies, but the one that gives you internet to the house and that is only one. There is another one that is started on the island, but they haven't made it out to my area yet. So, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? Um, Gasoline here at the pump now. It's anywhere from, and now in our money is 20 cents more than the US dollar. So $1 Cayman gets you 120 US. One US gets you 80 cents of actually our money. So fuel here, again, we use actually imperial gallon. So um, last last I filled it was 5.97 and actually imperial gallon. So my car is about $90 to fill up, so you can see what it runs. I'm dual citizen, US and Canada. I'm moving back to the UK in December. Oh, great time to move back, winter. You gotta move all your Macs over. Oh boy. Yeah, I'll hate to see if I ever gotta move what I'm gonna do with all of mine. There's been a large uptake in solar power installation in Cayman. A lot of residential places are actually getting it. I mean, I'm even debating it. Um, if I'm gonna get a 5 kW system or 10, I mean, it's the the actually buyback or the credit you get is very minimal here. It's not very good, but yet still there's a lot of people with it. A lot of houses are getting it put in. A lot of businesses are getting it put in. New buildings getting done, and condominium complexes have it all on there too. Um, the power company is working on putting in a pretty big solar farm. They want to do that, but then again, too, they just signed a contract for two new actually massive generators to come in. So which way are they gonna go? I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a mix, but I'm thinking about solar too. But then again, what the problem is with solar is that it is something on your roof. It is a weak point on your roof. We are in the hurricane belt. Um, Hurricanes can do quite a bit of a damage here. And if I put that solar, um, what will my insurance? Well, again, well, really, it's a risk that I gotta take. I mean, it's a I gotta balance how often we have hurricanes that are gonna devastate us versus the cost and benefits of the solar system installation and the years of using it. All right, our last major hurricane was Ivan in 2004. It devastated the island. Since then, we haven't really had anything major. I mean, we've had a couple brushes here and there, but really no one really lost anything major. So 20 years it's been since we had a major hurricane. So if I had solar for 20 years, I think I actually recovered from it. I actually recovered the cost from it, right? And then actually insurance. I mean, insurance down here on the house. I mean, we see what's happening in Florida now. It's just crazy. I mean, it's just super expensive, and they don't cover squat. They don't cover nothing. So I don't even have my house actually insured. I don't. I mean, I actually own it outright. I don't have a mortgage, but I don't have insurance on it. I don't have it for actually. I don't have it for actually hurricane. I don't have it for fire or nothing. I don't. I mean, I can't see myself paying $8,000 to $9,000 a year just giving it to them, and then when there is something, they won't pay nothing. It's just not worth it. So I mean, I am thinking about that solar thing, and I don't know if I'll even do it with batteries or that. But it is an option. It is something that I'm looking at. Let me get that LC machine. 678. Here. Yeah, Flint, we do get the hurricanes, but like I said, I mean, it's not. I mean, if a major one is every 20 years, I think I recovered my actual investment off of something in that time period, right? I mean, look, my mom has the same thing too. She's like, well, if you go put that, you don't have insurance on the house, you don't have this, you don't have that, and so forth, and all this other stuff. But you know what? I mean, it's do I need it? Do I need? I mean, why not? I mean, self-insure. Take actually that actually risk. I mean, so it's okay. It is booting up. It's booting up off of the Blue SCSI. But it's going into max 7.5. So give it a second here. I just want to check this floppy, make sure everything is good with it. I don't know what happened last time with that card. I mean, that card was just completely toast. It's a 16 gig card, but something was on it that it was only C and 2 gigs. It would not let me low format it. It would not let me do partition. It wouldn't let me do anything. Okay, so on this now with 7.5, I can do 1.2 discs. Let me see if it sees it. Oh shoot, you know what? It sees it, but stupid me. I forgot something. What did I forget? This guy. So I forgot to put this in. So without that, it won't eject. It won't connect it. I was wondering what was missing in that space. It did detect it because it did pop up on the screen if I wanted to actually format it, but this disk is already formatted, so it should have just read it. So that's telling me something is not right. So seeing that, I'm gonna clean these heads a bit more. The bottom head is usually not that of a problem to clean. It's the top one. Because the actually top one is a bit flexible. It's barely holding on there, so you don't want to put a lot of tension on it. Oh, you know one thing? I don't want to load up. I don't want to load up 7.5. I want to go to 6.8. Uh, okay, now it's telling me there's no operating system on this card. One, two, three, four, five. 5 blinks. You look at that. Look what just happened with this card. Just it just snapped. Look at that. Huh. What is happening with my cards here? What is this? What is happening here? Hmm. I have never seen that. Look, I mean, look, it's in two pieces. It just snapped. Hmm. Oh boy. All right, this is six. This isn't 6/8. Okay. So let's do the 800 disc first. It should, this disc is already formatted, so it should just pop up. Yes, there it goes. It sees it. Let's do an erase disc, two-sided. There it goes. You can see the head moving. Sorry, I'm not showing the screen, but yes, you can see the head moving. Yeah, it is very rare. I've never had that happen to me. I mean, it just snapped. I mean, Cayman is not that hot. And in my work area here, I do have my AC running. Okay, there's the 800K. Yep, not a problem. Let's do an eject. Look at that, ejecting very nicely. That's the 800. We should be able to do a 400 with this one. And on the computer, it also popped up as a 400. So it is reading discs that are already formatted. Erase disc, one-sided, and you should see that move a lot quicker now. Because 400K is only one side of the disc, so it's not even using that top head. Okay, format, verify. Time is it? 11:30 almost. Okay, 12 o'clock I gotta end because I gotta start getting ready to go to lunch to my mother. Okay, so 400 is okay. Eject. That eject with that new gear is nice and quiet. So 400 okay and 1.2. Sorry, I always test all three formats because I want to make sure. You see, it's seeing this disc as a low density. Okay, so what is that telling me? All right, let's get a lesson on Nashi discs here, guys. All right, this is the high density. This is supposed to be able to go up to 1.2 or 1.44, whatever you want to call it. All right, this is my 400K disc. This is a dual density. Okay, DD disc. Very hard to find them. I mean, they don't. Well, any disc is hard to find these days. This side we know is the actually write to protect notch. So when this goes in, the actually write protect notch is the sensor on the drive is the one on this side. Okay. But if we notice a double density, which is the 400 and 800, these cannot do 1.2 or 1.4. They can only do lower. Okay, they can do 4, 8, 720, and so forth. There is no notch on this side, but the high density has it. So that's how the drive can tell if it is a dual density or a high density. Okay, so when I go put this in, it's supposed to pop up and telling me that I can format, that the disk can format to a 1.2. Okay. So okay, all things, yes. I got family stuff too in about 30 minutes, so I gotta end soon too. Um, anyway, have a good day too. Okay, so this is the double-sided, this is the high density signal. Okay, and that is on this side of the drive. Now there is a switch over there. So I gotta shut down the machine because I have to disconnect. Okay, so this rocker switch here, okay, there's a switch right there. And that's that's what registers. That switch over there is what registers if the disk is high density. So if that's telling me that it doesn't see it, it doesn't recognize that disk as high density, so something's not right with the switch. All right, so I'm gonna spray some detox in it, deox it, and to clean it. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work that switch a bunch of times. I'm gonna do one thing for a second. Let me move this. Okay. So you can see that switch right there. That's the switch. Where did I just put that tool? Okay. And in between there, right there, is the mechanism that goes up and down. All right. So let's see if we come in with a view like I see this. Let me eject it. Okay. So y'all can see that? No, you can't. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so that little brown piece, that is the switch. So when this goes down, it pushes on that switch. So as long, I just want to make sure that that switch is going up and down. Okay, and it is. Okay, so we see how that works. I did spray some stuff in there, so let's see what we get now. Let me switch back to the other view. Let's turn this back on. Okay, so that's what those two things are for up there on these discs, on these disk drives. I made a coffee and I haven't even drank any of it. It's still sensing it as a as a low density. Okay, so it's something else. That's not the disk, it's the drive that's not sensing it right. Okay, so we have to see what is happening here. Maybe that sensor is not. Maybe that's not going into the hole. And you see, it's getting pushed down, and it should not be getting pushed down. Huh. Would you look at that? I stand corrected. I stand corrected. These drives will not do 1.2 or 1.4. They're only 400 or 800. It has the sensor for it. I bet you it would if this tray was different. What I just seen was that this metal that's here on the frame does not have the actually cutout to allow that sensor to go up and through. So any disc you put in here, it's always going to sense it as a 400 or 800. So this is only a 400 or 800K drive. It is not a 1.2. It will not do 1.2. But it does have the sensor. That is odd. I truly wonder. And see, here's another disc. And you see, it is cut out. It has the notches cut out for it to go through. Interesting. So that all that this sensor then is doing on this side is sensing if there is a disc in there. And we already tested this with the 4 and 8, so we know it works. All this time I thought that disc would do that drive would do 1.2 or with a 1.4, but it doesn't. So that sensor on that side is only sensing if there is a hard drive and if there is a disk in there. Uh, let me show you what I mean. If I can, yeah. Yeah, I can. All right, let's go to the scope view. All right, so if we look at this, all right, when this is pushed, you can see that sensor is there. When a disc goes in and that goes down, oh, I'm on the wrong side. Hey, that's the one for the actually read and write, for the write actually protected. Okay, we see here, you see, there is no, this piece of metal is stopping. This piece of metal here is solid, you see, so there's nothing to allow that sensor, that piece that sticks up to go through to sense if it is a low, if it is a high density disc. So when that goes down, it's always pushing down. See? Let me see if I can come in. No, I can't come in from that side. I can only come in from here. You see, so it's always pushing that down compared to this side, which you can see has a cutout notch that then allows this to move up and down. You see, so it does. Interesting. Interesting. Something new that I learned and that I'll have to keep an eye out for in the future. But this one works. One is done. So we can put that aside. And I have one more here, but I'm not gonna jump into this one. I'm not gonna tackle this one now. All right. What I wanted, because I gotta end pretty soon. It is right now 11:34. So yeah, I mean 12:30. My mother coming to get me, and I gotta get ready. So I'll park that one over there. What I want to see is I have this little sucker. This afternoon, when my friend's son, well, when my friend and his son come by, I wanted something for him to try to do. Like I may show him. I got these two capacitors here. I need to take off. This is an Apple IIe card. It will emulate the Apple IIe, and it can go into LC and in the SC30s and that. I do have the it's just two caps. I do have the cap kit. So what I'll probably do, so for him to get a feeling of how this works, is that I'll take off one and actually solder it back on, and then I will let him do one and let him get a feel of it. I mean, the thing is that it's for the younger generation, for them to get into this field or into this hobby is very rare, because you don't see that. Us older folks, we know what these old machines are. We had our fun with them, right? So to entice and to keep him interested in that, I mean, let him see what some of the work is. I'm gonna show him some of the other boards I fixed, some of the trace work I had to do and that. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, no, this is not the network card. That's an Apple IIe card. The network card. This is the network card, and it already has tantalum capacitors on it. Yeah, this is the Apple Ethernet card. And then I do have some other network cards too. I mean, I got some, and the thing is, these are brand new. You see, I mean, I got some brand new network cards here, and still sealed. And got a disc and the manual and everything in here. I actually have three of these. This is the Apple Ethernet LC twisted pair card. So I've got three of these. So, but this one came when I bought the stuff up in Florida. These two came together, but I already have one of these, but I don't have the cable. This is my second one, but this one came with a cable, so I'm very happy. So I'm gonna let him do a cap there and so forth, and I'm gonna let him see about some other stuff. So now I don't want to jump into something else. I'm still so upset about this card breaking. I don't know how it broke. Anyway, it is what it is, right? Um, I have a bunch of other memory cards I bought at auction, so I'll have to see which one I can switch and use. Anyway, I'm gonna let's see here. Let's look. Why the camera has such a bad view? Okay, so I'm gonna end this video here at this point. Flint, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Thank you too for watching. Um, so because I got to start getting ready too, and that I still gotta. I wanna take a shower, shave, and get ready to go to lunch with mom and dad. It's the one thing she looks forward to every Sunday that we can go, that we get to do something. So I'll definitely go and actually spend that time with her. So I'm gonna end this one here. This afternoon after lunch, then I have my friend coming. I don't think I'm gonna record that, so I don't want to put too much on him. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. And this other floppy, I'll probably fix that off camera. I don't need to make too many videos about floppy drives, right? I mean, you do one, you've done them all. This one here, and let's see. Yeah, the actually head is touching, so it's fine. I don't have no problem with that. But this one very dusty too, very bad. So anyway, so guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. If you like the video, click on that like button. Flint, I'm up to 96 people. I only need 4 more, and I reached that actually 100 mark. So that'll be nice. And then I only have a couple more days in Cayman too. I only have Monday and Tuesday left because Wednesday I fly up to Florida. So then I won't really be doing any videos for about 2 weeks. Um, but I will be scavenging and hunting and trying to find some buys up in Florida. I may go to some yard sales or actually estate sales if I can find them, or um, flea markets and that. I went to a flea market last time when I was up there and really didn't find anything there. But there's some more around the place that I may try to hit. So anyway, um, thank you for watching and everyone, and have a good afternoon, evening, morning, um, and watch out for the next one. Okay, thanks guys. Bye bye.